Hello guys, my name is Sil. In this video, I will show you how to animate your character in Clip Studio Paint X. The video includes 1. Setting up the software, 2. Breaking down some of my animation works as examples, and finally, following along with me to create an animation. I will provide guidance as simply and as detailed as possible, hoping that even beginners can understand. In this step, we will prepare required knowledge and setting up before starting animating. If you already have basic skills and have animated before, you are free to skip this step. There are a lot of programs, apps that allow us to do animation from simple to professional programs. For me, I will recommend Clip Studio Paint X. This is a popular program which is used by professional animators and anime studios. The program supports 3D models, free material like brushes, image material, backgrounds, and more. Remember, you're free to use any program you want. However, in this video, I will specifically focus on Clip Studio Paint X. Also, there are two versions of Clip Studio Paint. You need to buy X version to do animation. To create new canvas, select File menu, New, and click the animation icon. You can choose the default setting option. Also, there are some settings you may want to understand beside that. They are the blank space, frame rate, and playback time. You can see there are more setting sections, but you don't need to understand all of them to actually start animating. I don't want you to be overwhelmed, and to be honest, I only understood the size setting part when I first animated. This is my workspace when doing animation. You don't need to set it the same with me, but I think for beginners, it's better to have your workspace accurate to mine, so that you can follow my steps easily. You can download and import my workspace from Clip Studio Access. To import it, first go to Window menu, Material, Download. Then drag my workspace material into the canvas and press OK. Or you can go to your Windows menu and open all the same windows like this. After setting everything up, we will have the needed workspace. I know how you're feeling now because I used to be stressed out just by looking at the timeline window for the first time. But don't worry, I won't force you to understand every tool on the complex black screen. Instead, we will review some basic features and start animating to maintain your motivation. Also, if you don't understand any of the things I'm about to explain, it's fine. I think it will be easier to learn and practice at the same time. You won't be overwhelmed by the new knowledge and will remember the features better. In the timeline window, the sequence number you see is the order of the frame, and the number above them is the length in seconds. In the timeline menu, thumbnail size, none, if you want the timeline to look exactly like mine. To create new animation cell, click on any time in the timeline and click on the icon New Animation Cell. Also, there are some animation terms that you may want to understand. I think those are enough. If there are anything that I missed, I will mention them in the further steps. Now let's head to step 2. In this step, I will break down some of my animation works by showing you the step-by-step process. They are the sketch, layered, coloring, shading, final, and random tips. This step will help you to get used to the structure of an animation first. However, you can go to step 3, make animation, and then back to the step if you prefer that order. Alright, let's check the layers first. We have the music layer, some filter layers, a character folder with content jewelry, long hair and short hair animation folder. It also has some multiply layers to adjust color, and main folder for still brush like the head. This is the detail board. You can see for a simple loop animation, I will create a still main folder first, including the still parts like the head, the body, and jewelry. Then I will create some new folders to animate the hair, moving jewelry, blinking eyes, and try to arrange them so that they can create a loop. To create and adjust filter layers like me, go to Layer menu, New Correction Layer, and try any options you want. In this artwork, I adjusted brightness, contrast, hue, saturation, and color balance. Let's choose the short animation. The beginning scene where the character is jumping, I had to record myself jumping to take the keyframes. That's a tip you can use when animate complicated movements. Record yourself doing that and animate based on that. Try, determine, and draw keyframe first, then in-betweens. I don't recommend redrawing all the sequence frames because I tried and gave up halfway. This time I only have a layered animation folder and a color animation folder since I don't separate still and moving parts. In this animation, I used camera movement a lot. This is a short tutorial I made about camera movement. Yay, the final state. In this step, I will show my step-by-step process to make a short animation of my original characters, explaining them and providing some random tips. You will know how I make a simple animation and will have the motivation to start your own. Although my upcoming animation is not too hard, I suggest beginners start animating simple things first. Starting with a too complicated idea will make you want to give up. You can practice based on my keyframes. I share a lot of them on my Instagram. Yep, you will need a broad animation idea in your brain first. The idea rose as a guide, the outline, and also the motivation for us. Thinking about converting what you imagine into animation work. That sounds super cool. I usually find my ideas through music, especially J-pop. Before starting animating, let's learn how to import the song. Just simply drag the MP3 file into the canvas. We will have to sketch the idea first. It helps us to shape our characters and stick with the original idea. First, rename the default animation folder into Sketch. This is optional. Here I am adjusting my song a little bit. Let's start sketching in frame 1. My idea is to animate the trauma of my original characters one by one. Here I created new frame by copy-paste frame 1, then middle-click, the bar appears and choose frame 2. This gonna be 40 seconds long, but unfortunately I can't record my entire animation process. My own laptop structures with recording and animating at the same time. Yep, poor people problem. And I also get distracted when recording. I'll still show every step from sketch to final product, but only for the first scene. People usually only sketch keyframes. Sketching everything, including in-betweens, is not required. For beginners, a clean sketch should be better. Although my sketches are not great because I hate spending time on them, a clean sketch can help prevent giving up halfway. Also, don't forget to save your file and do it every 10 minutes. The next step is to align those sketches. Here I reduce the opacity to 10 to 20 so that I can chase them easier. Then create new animation folder and rename to Lariat. Create new animation cell and start chasing keyframes. Most people will draw Lariat clean and continuous, which helps the in-betweens and coloring. For beginners, I would suggest that approach. But for me, I've fallen in love with the sketchy Lariat style lately. Turn on onion skin. The green light represents the next frame while the purple light represents the previous frames. Also, there are some of the features I usually use. I usually draw different parts in separate layers, like the head, clothes, and especially hair. I don't usually draw him, so I'm kind of struggling. Here I determine his head ratio by marking the eyes, nose, mouth, and chin. Don't forget to flip the canvas sometimes. You can see I use change from tools a lot, especially for in-between frames. But be careful not to use it too much or it will make the light blurry. When drawing in-betweens for hair, remember the tip of the hair usually close to its previous frame. Yay, the most boring step. First, let's create new animation folder, rename to color and drag it below the Lariat folder. Then create new animation cell and start coloring. For my Lariat style, I will use the lasso tool instead of the fill tool because my Lariat are not continuous. Here I created new folder for background. I use my coloring technique the same as when I color my illustration. First flat color and then add shadows and finally add effects. In the animation industry, they will clarify the color palette first, then divide different color sections. You can choose any method you like. So I've just had this idea for the background. I'll show you how to make a simple movement like that basketball without drawing frame by frame. First, let's go to Clip Studio Access and find basketball 3D objects. Add tag free and choose filter popular. After adding 3D objects to the background folder, click enable keyframes on this layer. Now you just need to create keyframes for the movement. Keyframe 1, the ball is there. Keyframe 2, 3, and 4. Just 1 minute and you're done. Okay, time for shading. First create new animation folder above the color folder. Then click clip to the layer below. Click on the animation folder and in blending mode, choose multiply. Create new frame and start adding shadows. Yeah, you must shade every frame. Sometimes for keyframes, I will divide different shading parts like this: shadows, light shadows, reflected light. This helps ensure that I don't mistakenly color the wrong section. Yay, we nearly completed this super long tutorial. The final step is to add effects into our animation to make it look more appealing. First, let's list some of the effects we can use and how to add it. Then I'll show you the effects I add to my animation. First, we have glow dot layer. I use this blending mode to add light. You need to create a new layer. In blending mode, choose glow dot. The second one is multiply layer. Besides adding shadows, I use this blending mode to set the tone for the illust or animation. For example, for a warm tone, I will apply a dual orange and then reduce the opacity. The last one is filter features, new correction layer. I use them to adjust color balance, contrast. So I use 3 glow dot animation folders for overall light for each scene. For the eyes light and highlight, I have one multiply layer for overall tone, drag it above all existing layers, and one multiply animation folder for each scene of my animation. I have 2 color balance correction layers for the last scene. The first half is a warm tone when the character is excited, then change to a cool tone when the character goes back to reality. Thank you for watching till the end. I can feel your passion for animation. I really hope that you can start making animation and be able to convert your idea into work. If you find this video useful, consider leaving a like, share or subscribe or any advice so that I can create more and better tutorial. The last thing I want to say is that this is my own process to do my animation in my style. I've never attended an academic animation school, so I hope that you can kindly leave any advice if you find any mistakes. Thank you.